We'll call this meeting to order. Today is Thursday, September 4th, 2025, 7 p.m. We will call this meeting of the Bristol Town Council to order, and we'll start off with a pledge of allegiance. Nick, you want to lead us tonight? Sure. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we'll get right into roll call. To my left, Doug D. Smith.
Here.
Kathy Burke.
Here.
Greg Tuholsky.
Here.
Jeff Beachy's here. Absent this evening, Councilmember Dean Renfro. Assistant Clerk Treasurer, Assistant Town Manager Jill Swartz.
Present. Thank you.
Town Manager Mike Yoder.
Here.
Legal Counsel Alex Bowman. Here. Town Marshal Steve Pring.
Here.
And Fire Chief Nick Hance.
Here.
Good evening. Okay, everybody had a chance to review the agenda.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, any additions, corrections, or modifications?
Nope.
Okay, if not, the agenda will stand as published. Next item on the agenda, approval of the invoices. Everybody had a chance to take a look at the bills?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any questions?
Nope.
Nope.
I
Okay.
make a motion, we approve the bill.
Okay, motion by Kathy,
I'll second.
second by Greg, open for discussion. Okay, no further discussion, take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Tulsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes, motion carries. Okay. Next item on the agenda, planning and development items. Alex.
This is Alex.
Happy to present the two items that you have before you this evening, council. Before you are resolutions 9/4/2025-13 and resolution 9/4/2025-14, which are both resolutions of the town council of the town of Bristol, confirming the designation of an economic revitalization area and qualifying certain proposed real estate improvements and personal property for tax abatement. These are two requests. There is the first, resolution 13, is a request of Great Lakes Lamination. This was a declaratory resolution. It came before the council in June, and was originally slated for a public hearing in July, and then through some continuations was set for a public hearing this evening. The request there, there's some anticipated investment in the Great Lakes Lamination Facility that's spelled out in the resolution towards the bottom of page. This is page 3 in the agenda, page 1 of the resolution. It's about a 50,000 square foot addition. There's a $3.2 million expansion. There's $1.7 million of anticipated new manufacturing equipment. This again is a refresher from what the declaratory resolution from June. Procedurally speaking, council adopted the declaratory resolution. Before you is the confirmatory resolution. Procedurally, it's appropriate and required to hold a public hearing to allow for any public remonstrance on the issue of the abatement. I can represent to the council that both of these resolutions have been appropriately published in newspapers required by statute, and notice has also been given to the overlapping taxing jurisdictions for them to appear and remonstrate as well. Happy to answer any questions, starting with resolution 13. Otherwise, it is prepped for public hearing and the council's consideration.
Okay. So with that said, at this time, we will open up a public hearing regarding resolution 9-4-2025-13. Anyone wishing to speak for or against this resolution, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address, and provide us with your feedback. Okay, seeing no takers, we will close the public meeting for this resolution. And next order of business would be a not declaratory,
Now would be to adopt resolution
Adopt resolution.
9/4/2025-13 as presented.
Adopt resolution 924-2025-13 as presented. Is there a such motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion by Greg,
Let him second.
I'll second.
second by Doug, open for discussion.
Nope.
No further discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries.
Thank you, council. A similar story with resolution 9/4/2025-14. This again is a resolution of the town council confirming an economic revitalization area and qualifying certain personal property for tax abatement. This was before the council on August 7th for the declaratory resolution. That was resolution 8/7/2025-12. This is a request only for personal property tax abatement. This is the Alliance Sheets request. There is not a request for real property tax abatement. If council will recall the presentation and the documents that have been submitted, the expectation is that there will be a $10.2 million installation of additional manufacturing equipment, the Alliance Sheets facility here in Bristol. What has been contemplated as part of this abatement is again, based upon the EDC's score, this is a 5-year tax abatement on personal property, starting with a full abatement year 1 and then a 20% reduction through year 5. Again, for the record, this has been appropriately noticed by publication. The overlapping taxing jurisdictions have received a copy and notice of this as well. This is also ripe for a public hearing. So the conclusion of the public hearing, my recommendation would be, well, the recommendation would be however the council pleases, but the resolution is prepared to be adopted as presented.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. With that said, we will open up a public hearing to hear comments regarding resolution 9-14-2025-14. So at this time, if you'd like to make public comment for or against, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address, and any comments you may wish to make. Okay, seeing no comments, no one stepping forward, we will close the public hearing. So is there a motion to adopt resolution 9-4-2025-14?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Doug,
I'll second.
second by Greg, open for discussion.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm not clear on the verbiage. Let me see which, you guys don't have page numbers. It's number 2. Okay, number 2. It says prepayment agreement. I'm not sure what that's referring to.
So this is, I'll refer you to agenda pages. Just getting through here. Agenda pages 52 through 55. This is the commitment and repayment agreement. So this is a separate agreement. I believe this is what you're referencing. This is a separate agreement between the town and the taxpayer that essentially, in as few words, would obligate the taxpayer to pay back the town to the extent there's a non-compliance with the tax
What
abatement.
page is that?
I don't know, there's no page. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I heard what you,
I think what you're looking at, Kathy, is referencing the commitment and payment agreement.
Correct.
yeah, okay. I'll go up one page, there, where it says
Right here?
repayment agreement, that's what I didn't understand that phrase.
Yeah, yes, so this is, that caption there is essentially saying that if the taxpayer fails to oblige the obligations under statute or under the tax abatement that's being granted by the council, then per this commitment and repayment agreement, the taxpayer will make that contribution back.
Okay, just didn't, I've never seen that phrase before. Okay,
Okay,
I'm done.
any further discussion?
No.
If not, we'll take a vote. Doug D. Smith,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries.
That's all the planning and development items I have for you this evening, so thank you.
Okay, I will make I'll make a public comment here. We've been, it's been on social media. Why would we be giving a tax abatement at this time? We recently discussed the SB 1 bill that recently passed through the Senate in Indiana. And why would, if we're gonna be losing money in the near future, why would we grant a tax abatement? Well, quite honestly, our levy disbursement is based on assessed value. So having increased assessed value through both Great Lakes and Alliance, it is increasing our assessed value. So by the investments that these companies are making, it is increasing our assessed value, which will also increase our levy payment. So long-term, these tax abatements do not affect our levy disbursement from the state. It does give the incentive for Alliance and Great Lakes to invest the money that they need to improve their businesses, hire additional people. So they're bringing more jobs to the town. They're increasing their value as an organization, and they're also increasing the assessed value for the town. So it's a win-win for all. So I just wanted to give that commentary because there was some feedback that was shown on social media, and I just wanted to address that. So.
well, and not only that, but by the increased amount of money that they've put into the projects, once the abatement's done, the tax increase will be bigger than what it is at this point.
Yes.
As an unapproved, I don't want to say unimproved, but it adds to our tax base too.
Yes. Yep. Okay, moving on to reports. Mike, what do you have for us?
First up is an SRF disbursement request number 33. This is for Commonwealth Engineering, costs, $45,032.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve SRF disbursement number 33 to Commonwealth in the amount of $45,032?
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
Now, so,
motion by Doug, second by Kathy. Open for discussion.
yeah, is there a reserve on that?
Not on engineering.
Not on engineering. Okay.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, if not, we'll take a vote. Doug D. Smith,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach is a yes. Motion carries. Okay,
Okay, next, I'd like to discuss with you the possibility of constructing a new street department building a little quicker than what I initially thought. We have an interesting opportunity before us in that this project will be large enough that we'll have to choose a couple public processes to build the building. Sometimes we use, if we have an architect design the building and we have to bid the project, then we build. There's also design build, which can save some money, but there's a new option that's called build, operate, transfer. And that one, many municipalities are using that now as a way to shave costs, keep costs low, and it avoids any change orders. The builder actually takes on a lot more risk. They operate it for 5 minutes and then transfer it to us, essentially. Our Yoder Construction would like to get involved in this, but they don't have any experience. And so they've approached the town and said, well, we'd like to encourage you to do this process on a building. And then that way they'll do this at a reduced cost for us. They may get the project, they may not, but it's an opportunity for us to take advantage of their need for experience to save some costs on the design side. So I took a look at where we may get the funds. They gave me a budget number of $1 million. I think we'll get it done for less than that, but I wanted to plan for $1 million. So I'm sharing with you an updated version of my project sheet, which shows all of our funds that we use for from TIF monies and other funds that I use to fund all of our projects. And it's a little small there, but at the top, these are all the operating funds that come out of these funds that we need to use every year just to operate, including fire department and other operating expenses out of MVH. The next section is all of our community crossing matching grant projects that we have, and I have funded, if you want to go to the other side of the spreadsheet. So we have funded, our share is the first column, so the 159,000, we have that funded. The 2025-1, that's the one we just awarded, that is funded. We will be applying to realign Ponderosa in 2027, but we'll be applying in October for a community crossing grant for that. And that project is estimated to be 1.2 million, and our share will be 250,000. I have that funded. We go down below, these are the projects that we have underway right now, the St. Joe and Elkhart water main projects. I have that funded, the Ponderosa improvements, which is basically just preparing that road for next year. That is also funded, and actually that will come in less than 50,000. Then we have business right of way purchases for Earthway to Bloomingdale. That is funded, and that number should be right about 346,000. The 2026 Ponderosa realignment will need a little bit of right of way for that, and I have also funded that project. The Earthway to Bloomingdale connection, the construction of that project, I've set aside 1.2 million for that. We have that funded as well now in the projections. So that leaves us with a street department building of $1 million, and where do we find the funds for that? And I'm suggesting we use 3 TIFs, GGT, Seahawk, and Rail Park. But if you go across the bottom of the spreadsheet, and what I've done is I've combined all the money we have yet this year, the monies we'll receive next year in these TIFs, and the projected expenditures. And you see all the way along the bottom, we are still maintaining solid balances in all of those funds. So, in addition to that positive news, the Elkhart and St. Joe water main projects, which is around, I think what I have, 400,000, we will be reimbursed for that sometime next year at the end of the water project with SRF funds. So we'll be getting that money back. We also will have a street department building to sell. I think the assessed value is around 200,000 there. So we'll be recouping some monies that we can offset even the initial expense. I will note that just because we will be discussing this, clear out at the far end, there's $550,000 that's in the Raver Golf Course Fund. You actually have closer to 600,000 there. If you choose, you could use those dollars if you choose to sell the course. If you choose to keep the course, you may want to use those dollars to invest in the course, but that's another set of funds that would be an option. So I'm happy to answer some questions right now as to the need, but what I'm looking for tonight from you folks is not an appropriation yet, but just the permission to go forward with the project and begin that process with, we'll probably bring R. Yoder in to help describe how the process works, and Alex will tell us all the legal details and build, operate, and transfer. And that would be the point where we make the final decision to go forward. So I'm just looking to say, yes, we can afford it, so let's take a look at it.
We're talking about on the used to be the weed.
On the weed property, yes.
What type of building are you building? Pole building or?
It'll be a heated pole building. Most of it, well, a good portion would be heated because we use it as a shop for maintenance.
That seems like an awful lot for.
It does, that's the
pole
reason
building.
There's probably office, I'm assuming, like a couple offices and break room and.
Restroom, and I think we'll get it done for quite a bit less, but I wanted a number to be sure I was covered. So we can afford $1 million.
What's the square footage you're proposing for that, and how long will that project out?
50 by 100, which should take us for quite a number of years. With the building we just finished renovating, we gained additional storage space there.
How big is the building we have now?
I don't know, I'd have to look. I did know. It's not 50 by 100.
It's probably close to 50 by 50.
I was gonna say it's more square, I think.
Yeah, and it's not all enclosed.
No, it's not.
Well,
You're probably talking Well, you'd be,
Half the shop's lean to, isn't it? Out the
Yeah.
back.
yeah, the backside is just lean-to. Yeah,
So we're crowded. I think when you first bought that building, you probably had 30% less miles of streets than you do now.
Yeah,
So with the current equipment, is there enough room to get everything inside
No.
and still be able to work on it in this side, the proposed building?
Oh, in
Or
this
is that
one?
gonna be big enough or is it gonna be bigger? Cause my biggest concern is we do it now and then we're gonna need another bigger
So,
building in 5
Part of the
years.
reason that I budgeted additional monies, so when Dean was at the street department, he created the 50 by 100 saying this will satisfy our needs. But we're gonna need to take another look at that. We have plenty of room on the site to build a bigger building if necessary. But I'm thinking Dean was pretty close.
Okay.
But that'll be part of that whole build, operate, transfer process of designing that building.
Greg, you bring up a good point, because right now we've got one plow truck.
Mhm.
What if we need two?
Well, we have more than one. Yeah, we have three.
But the big plow
Oh,
truck,
big.
the big one.
Yeah.
The bigger international.
now are you also going to build another lean-to area for sand, salt,
Yes,
all that? So it's not only just the building, it's another
right.
storage area.
That'll be a relatively minor expense, because we have a paved area we can use out there now, and so it'll be a matter of just filling the lean-to.
And we also will have the current weed building
Hmm.
that we can use for storage as well.
Yes, although now that we have that, but we're not quite ready to use it, there's lots of things we could put in there.
Yeah.
I have other departments that are looking at that for storage as well.
Okay.
I mean, that's the other thing is do the other departments need any say in how big this building needs to be too? Like,
Well, wastewater and water are getting a brand new building now.
Yeah.
That will more than take care of their current needs. So we
Okay.
plan for some expansion of equipment there.
Then
Well,
what
that'll be
other
good.
departments are we talking about other than street department?
Well, water, yeah, police department, that's right.
Yeah, oh, I forgot.
I want him to sell
Sorry,
his
Steve.
junk.
And he's put all the stolen bikes in there.
Yeah,
All our Christmas decorations
Well,
are,
that I
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Christmas will go in there, our street lights, which I thought were gonna be delivered this month, or
Who knows?
whenever they come, they'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I think it makes sense to at least get information on it, see what kind of
Yeah.
savings there are and how the
Yeah.
process
me
works.
too.
I agree.
I'd like to kind of look up that new process. I hadn't heard of it.
I had heard about it a couple years ago, and
What's it called again?
build, operate, transfer, BOT.
Operate.
So I need to learn more about it as well, but if we had a company willing to engage with us on this, it seemed like a good opportunity.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get something set up for probably October's work session,
Okay.
because I think September's is.
Okay.
Okay, next up, we had a preliminary discussion on Rayburg Golf Course on how to move forward with that decision. So I have engaged two appraisers to appraise the property. We should have those appraisals next week, I think.
Okay.
Another part of that process is creating an RFP. So I've created a draft document here as just a starting point for your discussion. Pretty sure Alex wants to have the final draft on this. And
This is a very fine draft.
thank you.
You get this on legaldocs.com.
Actually, ChatGPT.
Just
But-
as good.
To be fair, I mean, I gave it a long list of things that I
That's
thought,
criteria, yeah.
what I thought you guys were looking for, and then it created a very nice looking and fully edited and no spelling errors.
Something we don't have to pay Alex for.
I know,
I rewrote it already, but it's.
so I guess I'd suggest that if you want to discuss those, let's take some time and discuss at least, generally, some are the vision statements for the golf course, and does this represent what you're looking for the golf course in the future? And some of that's just the assets, but I think the requirements and the overall goals of the town for the course warrant some discussion. And then Alex, I think you need to talk a little bit about next steps moving forward.
Maybe at the top, instead of purchase, with lease, like, or lease
Like at least.
at the top, like, as an option, just so it doesn't lead the conversation one way.
Yeah. I think we should have something in there too about the, deed restrictions.
It's there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, somewhere I've got it.
Right under property overview. Second one.
There it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Is it public recreation or is it green space? What's the actual?
Public recreation is the actual wording.
Okay.
Would be
Okay.
Deed refers to it as a green belt.
Oh, that's right,
That's-
green belt.
It uses a green belt for only public recreation, something purposes. Yeah, so not
Okay.
exclusively golf. But, golf would fit into that approved category.
You know, because we've been talking about this publicly, the word is out. So I did get a call from a residential developer saying, can I build homes there?
I knew that was gonna happen.
No.
No way.
No. Okay,
Alright.
so we'll let Alex.
Does that pretty much capture what your vision is for the course with number 5?
Um,
Venue for local business engagement.
Like business luncheons,
Golf outings.
Golf outings.
I mean, that's huge.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's what I
Well,
meant.
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds so.
Mine was
incorporated.
softer and gentler. That's what ChatGPT did.
Well,
So, what can I say?
it's a good start, right?
I hope so, yes.
and a driver of economic development, I'm not sure what that means, but Alex, what does that mean?
A driver of economic development.
Yes,
Well, if economic development were a car, we want Raver to be in the driver's seat. I guess that's right.
Golf courses, you want nice homes around it.
yeah.
Everybody else cleans up their act because their properties are worth more next to a golf course.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
okay,
Drives more business.
okay,
Right, more
now
business
I
by people.
understand, it's, I
By
was thinking,
guests coming into town to golf, they cover the restaurants, they eat food,
Okay.
they go to the stores,
got,
they buy the gas.
If a business is looking at 2 relatively same-sized communities and one has a nice golf course, it's a nice downtown restaurant,
I agree,
it's
Yeah.
a draw.
I
Yeah.
get it,
Make a difference.
okay. Yeah, I would have used the word draw, but I'm not chat, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, I probably use the word draw and sit it out, would attract.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I
Yeah,
Proceed.
yeah,
thought, you guys.
we may expound on it a little bit more, but that's a good start.
What's next? Steps.
So, next steps, once we have the appraisals back, we'll be able to ascertain what the minimum bid will be, the average of the two. When we have that, my recommendation would be, since this will be a project through the RDC, again, we talked that, I think the appropriate mechanism here would be for the town to transfer
Ownership of the
transfer ownership of the RDC, for the RDC to dispose of.
Yeah.
So my recommendation from there would be that the RDC meet in executive session to really hammer out the finer points of what will become the offering sheet. So that'll be essentially what this RFP gets distilled down to by statute is an offering sheet that has a number of different provisions that are, again, provided by statute for evaluation of submissions, identifying the property, identifying the minimum bid, identifying the criteria by which the RDC is going to evaluate whatever submission is received. That's what is then published, and that's what any potential bidder would be responding to. And that's probably if the appraisals come back next week, if the RDC were to meet either at before or after the 16th, the 18th town council meeting. I think we can probably, if the council likes where this is here, the offering sheet won't require much work to get to this position. So once the RDC is ready to sign off on the offering sheet, we publish it and give it about, this has about a 30-day timeline to October 15th, middle of the month. That's appropriate. You can do longer, probably wouldn't do any shorter. And then you see what comes in. And then when those bids come in, you can evaluate the project, and what folks are gonna pay, how they want to assure the town that there will be sufficient development on that site. And that would be one of the criteria that you'd have in the offering sheet would be, what is your plan for the next 12 months? What are you going to do? The council's familiar with the tax abatement process that, the folks that come in and ask for tax abatement have to provide you with a statement of, here are the things we're going to do in exchange for this abatement. This is very similar. This is what are you gonna do in the next 12 months? Because we're gonna look at these two bids, and if what you're planning in the next 12 months isn't satisfactory, we'll go the other way. So that's the thought there. That I think gets us all the way to the point where you're in a position to evaluate and award bids, and the rest of it is kind of papering how that relationship is going to be structured. I would imagine there will be some sort of development agreement that will be put in place that will help give the town some assurance that the development that's been proposed will be completed in a timely manner. And that would be an agreement that would also provide the town with some recourse to the extent that what's promised doesn't come to fruition.
Yeah, we need to make sure we have that in the agreement.
Yep, so that would all be a part of what the RDC would award, what then gets agreed to, and all that would be done before the transfer would occur. So that, I think,
So should we start the transition from town to RDC?
That's my question.
So I think it does not have to happen
Prior to,
it can happen really at the closing of.
Oh, okay.
So, at least the transfer aspect of it, both the RDC and the town council will need to approve that transfer.
Yeah.
And again, that's something that can be done anytime, as long as it's before the closing, it can be done. So that is the one authorization step that both bodies need to accomplish.
Okay, so I'll look at scheduling an RDC meeting prior to either the work session or the next council meeting.
Yes.
We'll take a look at the agendas of both meetings and see which one is the lighter. So we're not here till midnight or something.
And I do think it would be, because you're talking about the terms of a real estate transaction, you're authorized by statute to meet an executive session. I would encourage you to do so. I think just so you can have a candid conversation of what you expect. Because the discussion you have is what is going to be embodied in the offering sheet that will eventually be public. And so there's, but I do think you should have the opportunity to discuss the terms and what you're looking for in an executive session. And then I think following shortly thereafter, it would be a very short RDC meeting to authorize the offering sheet, and perhaps even authorize the transfer. Do it then, all in one possible.
Okay, that's good information. We can move forward with that then. Okay, finally, I just have some project updates on the exciting Bristol renovation projects that are happening in town today and next year. So I randomly put in some pictures here, some exciting pictures with Jill and a video, which I hope will work. So that's at the top of the new tower. here is Jill getting strapped in because she is going to the top.
All right.
And that's the video when we get to it. Here's some additional pictures. She's gonna be riding that small red thing that's there at the top. And so this project is moving along. That's some pictures she took from up above. And
Let me ask you a question.
yes,
I don't know why, but I don't know where this is. Where is it located? I mean, it sounds stupid because, I mean, we've got the water tower out there
yeah.
and I assumed
You know
somewhere
where-
in my head that it was
Yeah.
around our old water tower.
Okay.
Do you know where the handy
Yeah.
spot, liquor spot?
Yeah.
Okay, turn left as you're going south, turn left and drive halfway across the block and then turn right and look up.
Oh,
You can see
Or go down General
Yeah,
and look straight out from the building.
Yeah, you can see
Okay.
it.
from 50
Kathy,
up.
the south
Yeah.
well field.
I do want to
okay, the
report.
South Wellfield. Okay, now I know where
Contrary
it
to
is.
some rumors that the tower is not leaning.
What?
Yeah, that was brought up at the contractors meeting today. Some people have looked at it and it's an illusion that the tower's leaning. Was not an architectural design. Leaning Tower of Bristol. That's the video. Let's see if we can play the video of Jill going.
Take a level out there.
Oh, no.
Sorry, you don't have access.
Oh, no.
What is it? A
I will.
JPG? Is it a,
It's a video.
it's just
And
a,
I don't know. Let me play around. Maybe I can do it before the end of the meeting. So,
Okay.
so the water tower is coming along fine. That dome is now about complete. They've done the stress tests up there, which were fine. So soon they will begin welding the tank together around the bottom of the tower. I learned today they may raise that tank sometime midwinter. And so that tank will go up to that floor. The floor will be welded on top of that dome. And then they'll weld the roof. And then they will paint it from up there. So moving right along, that'll be pretty exciting to watch them lift that.
Yeah.
tank
Oh,
to the
yeah.
top. And,
So this gives you perspective, Kathy. You look at that picture,
yeah, I saw that one.
there's
and
the old water
I
tower.
saw all the industrial and that's why I was thinking
Yeah.
it was more, never mind. I was half asleep when I drove down 15 the other day.
In the,
Steve didn't hear
See,
that. Steve didn't hear that.
put a GPS on our car.
quick update on the
Right,
NDOT
we'll
project. And I sent the next phase, the MOTs, how we're managing traffic to both Steve and Nick. The next 3-4 weeks are going to be another difficult time for the town, challenging time for traffic. So we are moving the gas line projects to the west. At some point, that intersection will be closed or partially closed for a little while. But at some point towards the end of next week or the start of the following week, Division Street from the intersection down to the railroad will be hard closed for southbound traffic. So you'll only be able to go north on that street. So all the southbound traffic will be using the detour routes. I'm not sure how long that will last. The water wall that's up right now will still be there for a little bit longer, as they're actually bringing in a second crew to try and get this project done sooner. But it's going to be able. The problem is we have 2 work zones in. Sometime in the next, maybe by the 22nd of this month, we will be inserting a water valve on the north side of Division Street Bridge. And the nice thing about that is we'll be able to isolate that side of town. So when we disrupt the project next year, when Reith Riley is dug up the middle of the road and we're making water main changes in the main street, we won't have to shut off that side of town because now we can feed from under the river. But when we do that, we are also going to connect the new force main from the west side of Division Street under to our new lift station at Condon Park. That will be a hard closure of Division Street too, but it shouldn't last shouldn't last more than a day or two. That'll be happening this month as well. So a lot of activity happening at that side of town that's gonna follow challenges.
But I think they're gonna let emergency vehicles through.
That's what I promised. Now I hope I can. Well, we've got NDOT on our side on that, too. So NDOT engineers are constantly harping at that, and we're doing everything possible. There's no way on the lift station thing, we're going to have to close for that to be done. But on the gas side, we're really pushing NIPSCO to not have to close that bridge for their project. But honestly, they've got a lot of work there and they're not even sure what's underground. But in the end, this is all going to be wonderful. It's going to be an amazing transition downtown with new streets. So it'll just be a little bit of work getting there. Do you know, we've been working on the wastewater treatment plant now for what, over a year already?
Oh, yeah.
And hard to imagine we're that far along, but so I don't have any pictures today from that project, but I'll have some for next meeting.
Okay.
I believe that's it, unless there's questions.
Any questions for Mike? Okay, thanks, Mike. Appreciate the update. Let's see, Jill, what do you have for us tonight?
The only item I have is a salary amendment. Our officer, Josh Dibley, has graduated from the academy. And for the salary ordinance, after that's done, the officer would receive 2,000 additional pay throughout per pay period. So it would increase his from 30.76 to 31.72 per hour.
Okay.
One more little thing on the salary amendment. When we added the HSA and the town's contribution earlier this year, we forgot to add that in the salary ordinance. So on page 7 of the salary, we just added that information to it that you guys have already committed to for this year.
Okay,
No changes, just the verbiage added to the salary ordinance.
okay. Perfect, thank you.
So asking council to, I'm gonna screw this up and I hear Kathy do it all the time, but to approve on the first reading, waive the second?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
Waive second reading, adopt on first.
same thing.
Yeah, switch to one.
Yeah.
So it's just one motion.
Two, so
Two.
the
It's
first
true,
would
you gotta
be.
say you're gonna.
No.
Oh, you gotta say you're gonna do it, then you're gonna do it. Okay,
I make a motion that we
one second,
waive second and approve on first
reading.
reading. Is there
I will-
anything else I should add, Joe?
No.
Oh, thank you.
I will second.
Okay, motion by Kathy, second by Doug, open for discussion. No further discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug DeSmith,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is a yes, motion carries. Now,
I make a motion, we approve on first reading.
It
what?
does,
Well, what we were talking
it
about.
does have an ordinance number
Ordinance number, which one?
94.
94/2025
8.
18.
Okay, motion by Kathy. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Doug. Open for discussion. No further discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug DeSmith,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach is yes, motion carries.
Thank you, council. That's all I have for the evening.
Okay, and congratulations to Officer Dibley. Okay, Steve, anything tonight?
No.
Okay. Alex, anything else tonight?
No, I appreciate the opportunity to speak briefly.
Absolutely. Okay, next item on the agenda, privilege of the floor, otherwise known as public comment. Is there anyone in the room tonight that would like to make public comment? If so, please step up to the podium and state your name and address. Okay, seeing no takers, we will move along. Town council discussion items. Doug, anything?
Nothing this evening.
Kathy, anything?
No, sir.
Greg?
Nothing.
No? Okay. Nothing from my side.
I do have a 1 minute and 15-second video to show of Jill
Oh.
going up the tower.
Okay. I do have one thing.
Okay,
We
when you're ready.
all know Dean's out. Just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He's going through some challenges right now, so Just remember him in your thoughts and prayers if you would, please. Okay,
Yes,
you want the
if you would, please.
dongle? There you go.
Here we go. I was going to add sound effects, but I didn't have time.
Like boing, boing, boing.
Breaking glass and screaming.
Screaming.
So when you're going up, you're turning the entire time with the cable. So
There you are, right? In that shadow,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like a gondola type thing.
that's your South
Actually,
Wellfield.
sound effects would make this more interesting.
It would.
It would.
What's that thing right
There, oh, I know.
That's the ground tower that we have with water.
That's the current water tower.
The gray one, no.
Big Blue.
Big blue.
Yeah, blue, yeah.
Oh.
Now, Jill, did you actually get out and walk on the roof?
No. I was good until we got. About 100 feet. It'll be about 140 when the structure is completed.
Huh?
Like, would that equate to like 4-story building?
It'll be a 14-story once everything's done,
Oh,
140 feet,
let's see, I don't know
Anyhow.
how much is a story.
There it is.
10 feet. Average is 10 feet.
By the way, I should have mentioned this in my report, but I didn't. You might have noticed the social media post. We've received 2 requests now from potential employees at the new Amazon distribution center that are looking to locate in this area. And they're asking questions about residential options. So I know we have landlords in town that have rental units, so I've asked them to submit their information so we can forward that on to inquiries. And also working with the Elkhart Chamber on some information to disperse as well. So the impact is just starting to be felt.
Good. Okay, thank you for that video. Thank you, Jill, for risking your life.
She had a safety harness.
Okay.
And a
next-
hat.
yeah.
so.
I was gonna be fine if we fell.
You had the hard hat on, so if you fell, you were good.
Falling out might have been more fun. You'd be suspended by some rope or something.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Okay,
You're next, Mike.
next meeting, work session is September 16th. We're gonna review the development standards and the Main Street property RFP. Good. And then September 18th, council meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Greg,
I'll second.
second by Doug, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Have a good night, guys.
There's to Jeff, there's 2.
Oh, Jeff.
Yes,
Well, you